Hey there, so today we have another review, and this is a beer from Dogfish Head. This is 90 minutes, so they definitely changed up the art on this guy. I get that going with like sort of this more like comic book art theme, a little bit more playful, a little playing with the... It's a little bit busy, but yeah, it's got a certain theme to it, and certainly more simple, or definitely a lot more going on than simple just 60 or 90 that we used to see. And so again, this was on BOGO, buy one, get one. So this was actually not that cheap. I think it was, this is a 9% double IPA, but I think it was, I think it's 15 at retail. So, I mean, obviously I paid like $7.50, but for 15, oh, by the way, they also moved this onto 6-packs before it used to be 4-packs. So now 6-packs, $15. Not cheap, because there are competitors like New Belgium Voodoo Ranger. I think that's a regular price 12-pack, maybe even 14 at most. Elysion's Space Dust. That's like an 8.5 or 8%. Yeah, 8.5, I want to say. And that's like, granted, it's a macro beer. So owned by AB InBev. But they sell that for like cheap, you know, regular 12-pack IPA, or regular $12, 6-pack IPA. Anyway, pricing, blah, blah. 90 minute. Wow. Oh yeah, I remember last time I tried to review this guy. Oxidized, it was terrible. This is pretty fresh. It's Best By December. And this was, oh wow, bottled even fresher than the 60-minute that I reviewed. And this has got to be, geez, 180 Julian would be something like the beginning of July. So this is right before that. So this is like, geez, this is like maybe less than a month fresh? Or fresher than like less than a month bottled. Maybe. That'd be great, but so for us all. This beer comes off way darker than a 60-minute. It is this kind of like deep gold color. Yeah, medium deep gold color, definitely not amber. Nice clarity on this guy. Okay, what are we going here? So definitely more dank, I get that part. It's got a little bit more of this kind of earthy tone going on. And it's definitely not as light and spritzy. This is more heavy in the sense that it's not only the darker, more brown hop flavors, like again, like soil and what is it? Soil, a little bit leafy, a little bit piney, earthy. But then it's also definitely a little bit more stickily sweet. So it's got more of this kind of, instead of the light grainy notes and bready notes, this is a little bit more towards toasted bread, a little bit more towards caramel sweetness. A little bit butterscotchy too, yeah. I mean, I don't know if their yeast is supposed to give off a little bit of that, but there's a little bit of that kind of like butter biscuit kind of character going on. Maybe not that, just like the actual toastiness. Toasty biscuit. No. Yeah, so definitely not oxidized like last time I reviewed it, and I was even in New York, but it is a very tame beer, and it is a very earthy beer. So up front, there's this just familiar kind of combination of hop and sweetness. It's that kind of West Coast double IPA thing that they do sometimes, but it's this combination of like sugar and hops. It's as if grapefruity and piney hops could be covered in sugar. And so it's got this kind of like multi caramelly kind of sugary sweetness combined with some pine, some earthiness going on. And then as you wait, bitterness. Thing I will notice about both of these Dogfish Head beers is they're not that bitter. Definitely the West Coast beers tend to be more bitter. These lean on a little bit more, 60-minute was like a lighter. This is more towards a big malty sweetness and hop bitterness up front and hop flavor up front. But it tames into a more kind of medium, slightly medium plus kind of bitterness sitting on the back end. Piney, earthy, dank throughout. The dankness here is less cat pee and less bright weed dankness, but more like earthy weed dankness. So a little bit more soily, a little bit more like, you know, ground herbal character. Herbal comes in as well. Bitter herbaceous. Yeah, and there's a little bit of refreshing quality up front. Again, that kind of classic West Coast thing that I get all the time. It's like sugar-covered pine cone, but then it's also soily. It's pretty nice. And then actually I like that this beer has a little bit more bitterness to it. It actually plays a lot more bitter in the balance compared to the 60-minute IPA. So it's quite robust. And yeah, they say powerful malt backbone stands up to extreme hopping rate for pungent, not crushing hop flavor. Yeah, this is just very middle of the road, but it does want to show off some bitterness of hops along with a kind of good malt backbone to this guy. So with this guy, very nice beer, but again, not something, I think West Coast Double IPA, want something maybe a little bit more bold, definitely way more aromatic. That's one thing I noticed about this beer. It's just not punchy. And maybe I'm just like used to New England stuff, but something a little bit more bright and dank, maybe something more fruity grapefruit, and just something, more expressive. I feel a lot of these flavors are like the nice mid and bass tone flavors I like in a West Coast or classic. This is not a West Coast IPA, but it's sort of in the realm of that. Definitely not New England. So what I'm looking for in the classic kind of double IPA is some high tones as well, right? It's hoppy, so I want some high, pretty tones along with that kind of like big bombastic malt backbone, the dank and the bitter, blah, blah, blah. So it just doesn't have that top note. So at least for me. Good. Let's go with I think the 60 minutes a lot more drinkable. This one is, I'd argue, a better beer. I don't know if that makes any sense. 91 right there. So Dogfish had 90 minute. Let me know, guys. Think fun one. I'm gonna have a few of these. Definitely a lot more of these to sort of palate through. And maybe at some point, as I'm palating through these beers, I'll sort of revisit it in a review for you guys to sort of let you know if I've like revised my thoughts on it. So 91 for now. Until next time, guys. Cheers. Later.